Hello everyone and welcome back to Ian's Unknowns for Tier 2 of the Ultimate Conspiracy Theories Iceberg. This is a follow-up of Tier 1, which I will post a link for in the description. If you haven't checked that one out, go and do that now. In this tier, we are diving deep into Hollow Earth, Aztec Gold, and a mysterious thing called the Time Cube. We are still pretty early on in this iceberg, so as we continue the series, each tier will take us further into the shadows where the lines between truth and fiction blur. So sit back, relax, and buckle up because things are about to get strange. Alright, so first we've got the Denver International Airport. Now, many of you may already be familiar with some of the mysteries surrounding the airport. There are a ton of unusual features and weird history that have led to some wild speculation about its true purpose. From the strange artwork and the massive underground tunnels to its unusual dedication stone bearing a Masonic symbol. Some theorists claim the airport is headquarters for the Illuminati or a secret government bunker prepared for the apocalypse. Others point to the strange murals featuring chaotic and dystopian imagery, saying that they hint at a new world order. And on top of this, there is a massive blue horse statue outside known as Blucifer. This statue has a very interesting reputation due to its glowing eyes and the fact that it also killed its creator. Luis Jimenez, the constructor of the statue, died when a section of the sculpture's 3 sections came loose in his New Mexico studio, which pinned him and severed an artery in his leg. Now, airport officials do embrace the rumors and even host conspiracy-themed tours, so who knows, it could be a hub of secret activity or just a little bit misunderstood. Either way, Denver International remains one of the most mysterious locations in the US. Next up is Gnosticism, which is an ancient spiritual belief system that has become related to some more modern conspiracy theories. So at its core, Gnosticism says that the material world is flawed or even a trap created by a lesser divine being. This being is often referred to as the demiurge. And believers of Gnosticism say that true enlightenment comes from acquiring hidden divine knowledge. People have drawn parallels between its themes and modern ideas about secret elites, hidden truths, and control over humanity. Some claim that the demiurge concept aligns with theories about aliens or shadowy governments, and others suggest that the texts in this belief system offer a coded warning about the dangers of just blindly trusting institutions. So whether you see it as philosophy or just myth, this line of thinking is definitely interesting, but you guys let me know if you think there's more to it. Next up is the time cube theory. Now, this is one of the most bizarre conspiracy ideas that I've seen recently. It was introduced by Jean Ray, who claimed that time and the Earth operate on a 4-sided cubic structure. According to Ray, each day is divided into 4 6-hour periods that are all happening at once, which makes what he called the time cube. Also, Ray argued that his idea was being suppressed by mainstream science, and he called them academic fraud to follow it up. Now, when we look at Ray's website, it was filled with really long and chaotic rants, so it was a little hard to decipher exactly what he was trying to say. But it became famous for his accusations against institutions and individual people for ignoring what he called the truth. And this resulted in the time cube getting a cult following. Some people online embraced it as profound knowledge, and others saw it as more of just like an interesting internet oddity. Now, personally, it's hard for me to be a subscriber to this one, and also from what I found, there was a psychiatrist that examined Ray, and he was diagnosed with schizophrenia, so do with that what you will. But I always do find it interesting how fast unconventional ideas spread on the internet. It's just always kind of funny. Next up, we've got chemtrails. And this is a super widespread modern conspiracy theory. It claims that the white trails left by airplanes in the sky, which is known scientifically as contrails, are not just water vapor and ice particles, but are actually chemical or biological agents that are sprayed by the government. There's a really wide variety of reasons that people explain chemtrails. Some of the more popular ones are that they're part of a secret program for weather modification, population control, or even mind control. Other people argue that they're being used to spread harmful substances like metals or toxins to just hurt public health overall. Now, the scientific reason is that these contrails actually form whenever hot exhaust from jet engines condenses in cold air at a high altitude. But even with the explanation, the theories continue, and I think it's just kind of fueled by people just not trusting the government, which I don't really blame them for. Chemtrails remain a really controversial topic. And to me, it kind of just represents a thin line between genuine environmental concerns and the growth of conspiracy theories. The Backrooms. Ooh, we got a spooky one. And if you've gone down any internet rabbit hole before, you're probably familiar with the Backrooms. So this one started as an internet urban legend, but it quickly grew into a really unsettling concept in modern horror and conspiracy circles. It describes a seemingly infinite maze of yellow, damp rooms and hallways that people accidentally no-clip into. No-clip is a term used in video games in which you can freely fly around the map and go through walls. What makes the idea of the Backroom so terrifying to me is that once you're there, you're just trapped in an endless hum of fluorescent lights and blank walls. Now, in terms of the theories about the Backroom, some people say that they're evidence of a simulation, and other people suggest that it could be linked to a alternate dimension or government experience similar to MK Ultra or parallel universe theories. Whatever the origin of the Backrooms is, it's one that's always creeped me out. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think it's just a creepy concept, or could there possibly be more to it? Alright, next up is Nikola Tesla, the super famous inventor whose work has sparked a lot of intrigue. He's very well known for his work in electricity and wireless communications, but there are also a lot of conspiracy ideas around him. So one of the most famous and interesting ones that I could find was his supposed creation of a death ray. This was a weapon that he claimed was so powerful it could destroy entire armies. However, the plans and prototypes for this device were never found, which led to some speculation about government seizing the technology and keeping it hidden. There's also some theories around his work with free energy. Tesla's very well known for envisioning a world where energy could be accessible to everybody, and this led some people to believe that it threatened powerful industrialists and energy companies, and these companies supposedly conspired together to suppress his technology. The main reason that they would have done this would be to protect profits. Interestingly enough, the FBI reportedly did seize all of Tesla's files after his death. This really only helped fuel more speculation about what secrets Tesla may have taken to his grave. From time travel and communication with aliens to the Philadelphia experiment, Tesla's name will constantly be linked to the fringes of science and conspiracy. Next we've got Roswell, which is a very well known and probably one of the most famous UFO crashes / conspiracies in history. So the story goes, in 1947, a rancher discovered strange debris scattered across his land. After the initial investigation, this was reported as a flying disc by the military. However, the story quickly changed and went from recovering a crashed UFO to walking back their statement saying it was just a weather balloon. It's really strange that there would be an official statement and then pretty much just say, just kidding, it was just a weather balloon. So it's really no surprise that the Roswell crash site has been in the crosshairs of so much speculation on government cover-ups. In terms of the theories, many people believe that the Roswell crash was actually the site of a UFO incident and that the government did recover alien technology. And there was some eyewitness testimony that they did recover extraterrestrial bodies as well. The Roswell crash got tied into secret programs at places like Area 51, where they supposedly reverse engineer the alien tech. Over the years, whistleblowers, leaked documents, and declassified files have really only added fuel to the fire. Was it truly a weather balloon as the military says? Was it a classified military project or a genuine close encounter? We'll probably never know the truth, but the Roswell incident will always be a big cornerstone for UFO lore. You guys let me know what you think about this one. Moving on to MK Ultra. This was a super infamous government project that was exposed. It was conducted by the CIA during the Cold War era, with the goal of developing mind control techniques using drugs, psychological manipulation, and experimental methods. The project began in the 1950s, and the subjects were unwitting participants to LSD, hypnosis, sensory deprivation, and even electroshock therapy. And of course, it was all in the name of national security. These experiments were conducted on civilians, including patients in hospitals and prisoners, often without their consent. There was public outrage when details of MKUltra were revealed in the 1970s following a series of government hearings. However, conspiracy theories about the program still thrive. Some believe that MKUltra never really ended, it's just more covert now. There's also speculation that its techniques are now used for modern-day propaganda and controlling influential figures. MKUltra isn't just a conspiracy theory. It's honestly sad, and it's a chilling reminder of how far governments are willing to go in the pursuit of power. And personally, it makes me wonder what else might still be hidden in classified files. Next, we've got Leonardo da Vinci. He's celebrated as one of history's greatest minds, but he's also the focus of countless conspiracy theories. Some claim that he had hid secret messages in his artwork, especially in the Last Supper and the Mona Lisa. There's hidden symbols that are said to reveal everything from predictions of future events to coded information about the existence of secret societies like the Illuminati or even the Holy Grail. Others look to his notebooks, which were filled with cryptic designs and inventions far ahead of his time, suggesting that Da Vinci had access to knowledge way beyond his era. People speculate that he could have been in contact with extraterrestrials or could have been tapping into some lost ancient information. A particularly fascinating one is that Da Vinci faked his death to continue working in secret, maybe creating some hidden inventions or documents that haven't been discovered yet. Do you guys think that these theories hold any truth, or are people just fascinated with his brilliance? Now for Aztec Gold, which there is a ton of mystery around. When Spanish conquistadors led by Hernan Cortez arrived in the Aztec Empire in the early 1500s, they were met with unimaginable wealth, which included vast amounts of gold. However, after the Aztec civilization fell, a lot of this gold just vanished. One popular theory is that the Aztecs hid all their treasure and stashed it in secret locations across Mexico, and some believe that there was entire ships filled with gold that were sunk. Others say that the treasure was hidden in underground caves and is still waiting to be discovered. Now, rumors of the Aztec Gold has fueled numerous treasure hunts. Treasure hunters have obsessively searched for clues and maps that could lead to the treasure. Despite extensive searches, the treasure has never been found, and many think it might still be out there, but it could be cursed by the spirits of the Aztec gods guarding it. Spooky. And it reminds me of the treasure in the first Pirates of the Caribbean. Which, was that treasure based off this one? Next is Egyptian architecture, which is super iconic. We've got structures like the Pyramids of Giza and the Great Sphinx that will always captivate people. But beyond being architecturally brilliant, these ancient structures are also attached to some very famous conspiracy theories. One of the most well-known theories is that the Egyptians didn't build the pyramids using the methods we traditionally believe, such as ramps and manual labor. People say that they were built by extraterrestrials or that they had help by extraterrestrials. Maybe there was some advanced lost technology. One of the most interesting ones that I've seen is that they use sound devices to move the heavy materials that they used to construct the pyramids. Another theory suggests that the ancient Egyptians were part of a hidden civilization that possessed knowledge far ahead of their time. This knowledge apparently was deliberately erased from history. Some believe that the pyramid's alignment with the stars holds secrets to unlocking mysteries about our universe, or that the pyramids serve as energy conductors and draw power from the Earth's magnetic field. With the discovery of hidden chambers and the current ongoing research into Egypt's ancient structures, many questions still remain unanswered. I know a lot of people have a bunch of different ideas on how these were constructed. Let me know in the comments your thoughts. Real quick intermission, if you guys are enjoying this tier, please leave a like and subscribe. We've got a lot more to go on this iceberg, and I look forward to seeing you guys in upcoming videos. Next up is fluoride in our drinking water. While fluoride is actually added to water in many communities to help prevent tooth decay, some people believe that there's a darker side to its inclusion. Some people claim that it's used as a tool for population control and cite concerns that it might have harmful effects on the brain and body. Some people say it's for mind control and gradually affects people's behavior and makes them more docile. Overall, the theory has its roots in the ideas that governments are using fluoride to manipulate the masses and keep them passive. While the majority of scientific studies suggest that the amount of fluoride levels in the water is safe, the theories still persist, and I think honestly this one's mainly just fueled by people's distrust of governments and corporations. But you guys let me know. Helter Skelter is a term that became infamous in the 1960s, primarily due to its association with the Charles Manson murders. Manson was a leader of a cult known as the Manson family. He believed that racial tensions in the US would erupt into an apocalyptic race war, which he called Helter Skelter. He interpreted the Beatles' White Album, particularly the song Helter Skelter, as a prophetic message urging him to incite war. Under Manson's influence, his followers carried out some brutal murders. They believed that they were helping to trigger the war, and thought that the murders would push society into chaos, which would fulfill the Helter Skelter prophecy. Now, beyond the Manson family, some people speculate that Helter Skelter is a symbol of a larger hidden agenda, linking it to theories about control over social movements or even elite plans to orchestrate societal breakdowns. While Manson's version of Helter Skelter was pretty much dismissed as delusion, the term has since become popularized for apocalyptic conspiracies and dark predictions about the future. Do you guys think that Helter Skelter is just Manson's delusion, or could there actually be an unseen hand pushing society? Alright, now we've got a really bizarre one that involves Mattress Firm, which I thought was a ordinary mattress retail chain. However, according to the theory, Mattress Firm isn't really a business focused on selling mattresses at all. Instead, it's a money laundering operation and uses its stores as a front for something else. The conspiracy gained traction due to the large number of Mattress Firm locations in close proximity to one another, sometimes even on the same block or even across the street. This raised the question, why does a mattress store which doesn't really have high foot traffic need so many locations in the same area? Some theorists argue that it's an intentional strategy to funnel money through the stores, creating the illusion of actual business activity. Others point to the high number of store closures and the company's financial troubles as further evidence. Of course, the company and experts dismiss the claims. They explain that it's just a result of normal business expansion and the nature of the retail industry. Next up is the birds aren't real conspiracy theory, which is a super weird and fun one that has gained traction in recent years. So, according to the theory, birds aren't actually real animals, they're government surveillance drones and created to spy on the public. The theory claims that sometime in the 1950s, the government systematically replaced all the real birds with robotic replicas. The bird drones supposedly gather data through cameras and microphones and feed this information back to the authorities. While most people dismiss the theory as a joke, the movement has gained a following, with people saying that the birds recharge by sitting on the power lines. As funny as this one sounds, the birds aren't real idea has sparked a larger conversation about surveillance and privacy. Of course, experts explain that birds are real living creatures with feathers and wings. However, I did just recently see a video where China was showing off a military surveillance reconnaissance drone disguised as a bird. So let me know what you think about that. Next is the Cannibal Queen Elizabeth theory. This is a really unsettling one that has emerged about the British monarchy, specifically about Queen Elizabeth I. According to the theory, she was involved in cannibalism, but keep in mind this one doesn't have much credible historical evidence and is mostly speculative. The theory originated from legends that were circulating around the internet. It linked the idea of occult practices and bizarre rituals at the English court. Some people argue that her isolation and mysterious aura led to suspicions that she engaged in cult practices, such as consuming human flesh as part of secret ceremonies. Others claim that exaggerated accounts of royal feasts could be interpreted as proof of her involvement in cannibalistic activities. I'd say that this one mainly draws on a combination of folklore and distrust of historical figures, as well as the portrayal of monarchs and media being involved in dark secrets. Historians do dismiss the claims entirely and are positive that they're nothing more than myth. Next is the Mount Rushmore chamber. The iconic symbol of American history also has a strange secret. Many people don't know that there's a hidden chamber located behind Lincoln's head, and it's the source of some fascinating conspiracy theories. The chamber is known as the Hall of Records, which was part of the original design by sculptor Gutzon Borglum. He intended it to be a grand archive containing America's most important documents and artifacts, such as the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. However, due to funding issues and Borglum's death, the chamber was never completed, and today it remains sealed. Obviously, this has fueled some conspiracy theories. Some believe that the chamber holds far more than historical documents, government files, hidden treasures, or even extraterrestrial artifacts. and others speculate that it's used as a meeting place for elites or a symbol of some hidden agenda tied to the New World Order. Now, officially, it's an unfinished and empty room, but just the fact that it exists and is hidden away in a national monument, it's made it a magnet for mystery. Next up is the Freemasons. So these guys are one of the oldest and most mysterious organizations in the world. With origins dating back to the late Middle Ages, the Freemasons began as a guild for stonemasons, but evolved into a fraternal organization shrouded in symbolism and ritual. Today, they're often accused of being much more than a social group. Some people claim that they wield secret influence over governments, financial systems, and even global events. And the ideas don't stop there. Some people believe that the Freemasons guard ancient relics like the Holy Grail or the Ark of the Covenant, and even hidden knowledge that's handed down from ancient civilizations. Others point to symbolism in cities like Washington, D.C., where alleged Masonic symbols appear in the street layouts. On the other hand, Freemasons themselves say that they're just a fraternity focused on charity, personal growth, and mutual support, with no secret global agenda. This isn't surprising, and honestly, if I was part of a secret cult running the world, I would probably say the same thing, so there really is no telling. And just a quick side note, here is a brief list of some historical figures that were actually Freemasons. George Washington, Ben Franklin, Mark Twain, J. Edgar Hoover, Theodore Roosevelt, and these are just a couple notable names. Next is the assassination of John F. Kennedy. This happened on November 22nd of 1963 in Dallas, Texas, and is one of the most debated events in modern history. So officially, the Warren Commission concluded that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone in shooting JFK, but for many people, that explanation leaves way too many unanswered questions, and people speculate that he didn't act alone. Some claim that there was a second shooter that was stationed on the infamous grassy knoll. This is based off of eyewitness accounts and discrepancies in the trajectory of the bullets. Others point to the magic bullet theory, suggesting that the official explanation of a single bullet causing multiple wounds is not logical. I'm not a ballistics expert, so not too sure about that one. Then there's also the question of the motive. Some people believe that the CIA orchestrated the assassination because JFK threatened their operations, particularly after the Bay of Pigs invasion and his alleged plans to dismantle the agency. It also could have been organized crime, suggesting that the mafia retaliated after feeling betrayed by the Kennedy administration. The administration cracked down on mafia activities despite their rumored support in helping JFK get elected. There's also another theory that suggests Vice President Lyndon B. Johnson had a role in the plot, or the military-industrial complex who might have feared JFK's plans to withdraw US troops from Vietnam. I'm always interested to hear others' thoughts on this one, so let me know in the comments. Next is quantum mechanics. Now again, I mentioned this in Tier 1 when talking about the many worlds theory that I am by no means a quantum physicist, but I will still do my best to give a good explanation on this one. So quantum mechanics is the field of study that explores how the tiniest particles in our universe behave. There are concepts like superposition, which means particles can exist in multiple states at once, and entanglement, where two particles remain connected no matter how far apart they are. Now, some of the theories around quantum mechanics claim that it holds the secrets to understanding the fabric of reality itself. People say that breakthroughs in quantum science are being suppressed because they could reveal secrets about alternate dimensions or the possibility of manipulating time. This ties into the idea that quantum mechanics might prove that we live in a simulation, and particles behave unpredictably because they're part of a programmed system. Another theory focuses on quantum computing, which are ultra-powerful machines capable of solving problems that regular computers can't even try to approach. Some believe that governments are already using quantum computers to decode encrypted data, spy on people, and even manipulate global events by predicting future outcomes. So yeah, super deep rabbit hole I recommend doing some research on for yourself. There's a lot of cool topics and ideas, and I'm personally very interested to see what developments are made with quantum computers and quantum mechanics in the coming years. Alright, the Hitler in Argentina theory. So officially, Hitler died in his Berlin bunker in 1945 and took his own life as World War II came to a close. But for decades, rumors and conspiracy theories have challenged that story, suggesting that Hitler didn't die in Germany but instead escaped to Argentina. The theory gained traction after reports emerged of Nazi officials fleeing to South America. It is documented that high-ranking Nazis had successfully fled to Argentina using secret escape routes known as rat lines, which of course led some to wonder if Hitler might have done the same. According to the theory, Hitler faked his death and fled to South America by submarine, and in Argentina he supposedly lived in a secret German-speaking community. There was supposedly sightings and rumors of Hitler's presence in Argentina, and declassified intelligence documents from the FBI which showed investigators had actually considered the possibility of his escape. However, skeptics argue that the claims lack concrete evidence, and Hitler's remains were reportedly recovered by Soviet forces, although the incomplete and inconsistent documentation of his death has left a little bit of room for doubt. Next on the list is Greek fire. So this was a mysterious and highly effective weapon used by the Byzantine Empire, especially during naval battles. It was described as a liquid that could ignite on contact with water and was nearly impossible to extinguish. The exact formula for Greek fire was a closely guarded secret, and its origins have been the subject of a lot of speculation. Some theories suggest that Greek fire was more than just an advanced weapon and was actually an early prototype for chemical warfare. Others propose that it was powered by advanced knowledge that was lost or hidden over time. The mystery surrounding Greek fire has led to theories that it was intentionally suppressed or destroyed by the Byzantine Empire to keep its secrets from falling into the wrong hands. This was due to the belief that it was so powerful that it could have changed the course of history if it spread beyond the use of the Byzantine Empire. Let me know what you guys think. I had never heard of Greek fire, so this was actually a really cool historical one. Alright, here is a spooky one, Skinwalkers. These were part of Native American folklore, and they're believed to be witches or shapeshifters who can take on the form of animals. So that could be wolves, coyotes, bears. According to legend, a skinwalker gains their powers through dark magic, often by committing an act like killing a family member. Now, skinwalkers are more than just cultural beliefs, and there are some modern conspiracy theories that go along with them. Some claim that skinwalkers actually exist in secret, and certain government agencies and societies are aware of them. Some of the reports are describing strange figures, hearing unsettling noises, and even hearing something that mimics someone you're familiar with. Others believe that skinwalkers are connected to UFO sightings and extraterrestrial activity. Some claim that these creatures are part of a hidden government agenda, and that the government's interest in the supernatural is connected to their knowledge of skinwalkers. Last on tier 2 is Bohemian Grove. I'm sure a lot of you guys are already familiar with this one. So this is a private club that is located in the California Redwoods. Each year, powerful politicians, business leaders, celebrities gather there for a retreat. There is a ton of secrecy and ritualistic activity there. The club's most infamous event is the Cremation of Care, which is a bizarre ceremony where members perform a ritual around a giant owl statue. For decades, Bohemian Grove has been associated with theories suggesting that it's a meeting place for the global elite to plan and coordinate world events. Other people suspect something much darker, linking the Grove to occult practices, satanic rituals, and even secret societies like the Illuminati. It's definitely super weird that these people would go here to discuss strategies and form business alliances while participating in these weird rituals. Many people just view Bohemian Grove as a private retreat for the rich and powerful to relax, but with all the secrecy and the high-profile figures involved, it just continues to fuel suspicion. I know this is a super well-known one, so please let me know your thoughts. And that wraps it up for Tier 2 on this iceberg. If you enjoyed, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I will have Tier 3 out soon, so please keep an eye out for that. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you guys next time on Ian's Unknowns.